Everybody, Scorpion here. So we're going to do a little metal pour, and I'm going to be walking a 18-year-old through the steps of how to do it, and kind of teaching him as well because he was interested. So y'all stick around. Do a little bit and look and see, make sure it's, because it tends to drop more towards the front. Yeah, keep going. Then spin it around and do some more. Yes, you don't want to move the mold.
Yeah, figured that.
Spin this around and do some more. Alright, let's see what we got. That'll probably do it. So now you're just going to take this, you can press straight down. Not super tight, but basically you're pressing it down enough to kind of form around that mold. Start a good form around the mold and try not to move it. So something kind of like that is normally good enough. Now you're going to grab sand by hand. You want to try to break it and drop it in the top, and you're going to pack it in. What did I use last time? Ow. I gotta find my big rubber mallet again.
I ain't seen nothing forever.
I haven't either. And you actually want to overfill, you want it over the top. And trust me, this gets a lot faster as you get used to doing it.
Like the first time having sex, it gets better as you keep doing it.
Y'all hear that, YouTube?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you was recording. You didn't say nothing. Well, you can edit that out. But it is true.
I don't know. Keep going. You're good. It ain't got to be that perfect. You just want to make sure you feel that your corner is good and all that, so you don't leave, you know. At this point, you can just put chunks on there, mash it down and everything. It's kind of, you know, different stages.
Yeah.
You want your finest right up against it. Then you want to break it up, but it doesn't have to be perfect behind that. And then above that, you're just, you know, throwing chunks on.
Oh.
More. We're going to hammer it down to tighten it up. At that, when you pick it up, it'll fall out. Which is going to be interesting to see how it turns out anyway, because we didn't put no powder on it before we started.
See.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Go, teacher.
Me and the powder don't get along. I always forget it. It's great.
Did you just say you forget something?
Keep going. Pile more. No, I'd never forget anything.
No,
Come on.
not at all.
I'd get my head if it wasn't freaking attached. Just do that. Take your chunk, set it up there, and smash it. At this point, if the mold moves, it doesn't really matter. It's just in there good enough that, you know. This is not the perfect tool for this, but it does work. Basically, see, told you, been doing this forever and I still mess up. This is not the perfect tool for that either, but you know, in a pinch. Alright, so I'm only gonna run a little high.
Done. What'd you say?
No, you're good.
Alright, so you take all that, drop it back in the bucket. Alright, so this stuff is kind of important because the sand will stick to itself and pull chunks out of each side too, and sometimes mess up your... So here it doesn't really matter how much, as long as it's enough. If it's too much, it's not that big of a deal. This is normally where I go ahead and reach here and pack that a little bit. Take this. So you got to have a way for your metal to get in. So you want it right at the very edge. Push it about halfway down. And you're going to set something underneath it. It's not tall enough. It's sitting all crooked. Not quite. So it's kind of having all this stuff on the table kind of hinders you. It'll straighten up. There we go. A mound. That would have worked. Alright, and you can flip that over on top. Packer full of sand.
This work for
You don't have to use that because you don't have fine detail, but
that work
too big. But you do want to kind of crumble it a little bit at first. Now you can just shove it in there. Just make sure it packs into the corners good. You got super glue over there?
Shit. No, what am I super glue for?
Well, I mean, I know you're in the business of tearing stuff up, but
I don't glue nothing back together.
It's a one-way process over here. Take it all down.
so a lot of people do this in trays to make it easier to clean up.
Yeah.
I just haven't found a tray big enough. I like to have space.
The cookie tray. Flat cookie sheet tray.
Yeah, that might would work.
Yeah.
Let's see. There have been times that I had to go back and add some more after I did this, because sometimes it'll take a chunk out.
Yeah.
There's actually like a cookie cutter thing or something that I used to use, and when I find the rest of my supplies that I packed up from the shop, I'll have it. It makes it a little bit easier. Alright, so now normally I'm going to set this up and we'll pack around that sprue a little bit where we're going to let the sand in. And this is just because you don't want that sand loose.
Yeah.
And falling down in your thing, so you can ditch that back into the bucket. Alright, so this part, you're just wiggling. You want to get it to release. You're wiggling and raising up just a little. You want it to kind of release on its own. Come on now. Sometimes you gotta hold the bottom down a little. There it goes. Start with the back side first. I'll come back and pack this in just a little. Then I'm gonna go right here where the pour is gonna be. I'm not sure if I'm in the camera. Here we go. I normally use this side, and you want to cut it out a little bit just to make sure it's gonna make it into that mold. Then I go back and just kind of touch it a little bit, just to pack it just a tad bit. You're gonna take right here. And go in about half, go in about half. So you're creating your own funnel. But you want to make sure everything's packed so that sand doesn't go down with that silver when it pours in. So that side's ready. Now this one, and each mold's a little different. Normally I set my finger on it. Again, I'm gonna open this up and make sure that can get down in there good. I'm gonna go back and turn it and just pack, just to make sure. And there's other ways to do this. This is just the way that I like. Again, you gotta create the other half of your funnel now. Alright, so you got your mold made, you got your way for your silver in. Now sometimes you run into a problem of it breathing. So you'll pour the silver in and it can't push the air out fast enough, so it'll slow it down, and then the silver will stop flowing and freeze, and you don't get your full, you know what you're looking for. So we create vents, and if you have tight turns, vents are good for those too, so the silver gets all the way in there. But normally I go to the bottom Scratch me out a little line. I do them off the top. Sometimes I'll do them on the sides too. It just depends. But this is a pretty round, you know, back. So once the bottom's full, it still needs a vent up here. It's good and open. Make your vents too big, then your silver tries to pour out of them all over the place. So it's an art. It takes time to learn. Alright, so some people stop at that, but I go further. Leave it set down. You're going to push it right straight through till you hit the table. Then you're going to raise it up and go the rest of the way. Reason is, if you push it through without it touching the table, it'll knock a big chunk out the back. So this finishes letting that air flow out and away. This is why having something nice and straight is helpful. Now, some people will come back to the backside and create almost like funnels for them, and there's really no need in it. It's a preference thing. So this one's actually stopped up. So now you want to put everything back together
with the
just to re-snug everything. Pull it back up. Now, having something with a little weight on it, you can tap this and it helps get it to loosen up normally. Get it to start releasing. Just barely grab it and get it to wiggle. Come on. Some people will actually drill a small hole and put a screw in it so they can get a hold of it easy. Ooh, that thing's holding on tight. She's loose. If you can get it out this way, this is always a better way to do it. So now you got a nice mold in there. So now we'll put it together and clamp it. Alright, I'll give you a little aerial view. Slide that back on. Because at this point you're normally going to do something kind of like this. The second you open it, it starts to cool. You're going to do this, and then I'm going to start over this way. Two hands right there close to it. You want it to pour till it backs up. So once it starts coming out the end, you can't stop. It has to keep a steady flow the whole time.
Yeah.
Then I normally set these up on something after I close it back. That's where having gloves helps. And I got some upstairs. Sometimes they'll be hot. So we can give that a minute to cool. This. We'll bring y'all back. Alright, so I normally move everything away. You'll turn.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Remember, once the metal starts flowing out, you want to keep it going until you see it fill up into the top, and then you want to stop it. Sometimes it helps to lean over and look and see where the metal is. And go. Alright, that's all the metal. Hopefully it was enough. Close the top. Alright, we're going to put this back for a minute. We'll take this one. This was the first one. So that's an even burn. So you're good on that side. Try to knock some of the excess sand off. That one spot I told you messed up.
Yeah.
But you can see we had an even burn. That normally tells you did a good job. Pop this open.
My fault.
Oh no, you're fine.
I forgot.
Just show it. Oh, I think we made it.
Barely.
See, big sprues allow the silver to go travel where mine didn't really. But it all takes time. She's still good and hot. So I have to be careful because the way my fingers are, or the way my filling is, by the time I can feel it's hot, and I try to let go of whatever it is that's hot,
You already burned yourself.
I done burnt the crap out of myself.
Yeah, what happens?
Why didn't you get you gloves for $11 or one for $75?
I just ordered a.
I'm sure $11 ones are really safe.
I just ordered a furnace. It comes with a new set of gloves.
$11 gloves. Yeah, I trust my hands on them.
It's like, welding gloves seem to be
Yeah,
about the best you can find most of the time, and
they got Kevlar now.
you may have to.
Those are big.
Looks like it come out pretty good, bro.
And if you're saying it's different. You got different.
Go ahead and flip that off. Now, once you turn that off, you cannot cut it back on until it cools all the way down to room temperature. So you're gonna wait till the next day. Because if you turn it back on, it'll instantly burn the coil up and it'll never work again. You have to replace the coil.
Done.
Alright, so we're going to give them a look at what we got here.
There's a toothbrush to the right of you, Johnny.
Here we go. I might work a little faster for the rest of it.
There you go.
And the good thing is we don't have to stamp them. We can take them in there and laser them.
Yeah.
So there they are. Now we'll just have to finish them up. This takes a while. And as y'all saw in the thumbnail, that's the mold.